In a universe of billions, finding one person to love felt like an impossible mission for Dr. Alara Vance. On Earth, she'd navigated a string of failed relationships, each one leaving her feeling more adrift than the last. A brilliant astrophysicist, she understood the cosmos better than she understood the human heart. Love, it seemed, was a variable she couldn't solve. Loneliness became her constant companion, a quiet hum beneath the surface of her busy life. So when the opportunity arose for a one-way mission to Kepler 186f, a chance to build a new world from scratch, she saw it not as a sacrifice, but as an escape. An escape from heartbreak, from the pressure to find a partner, from a world where she felt fundamentally out of place. She signed up, trading the chaos of human connection for the sterile, predictable silence of deep space. Miles away, Commander Liam Reyes was fighting his own quiet war. A decorated pilot, he was brave, decisive, and respected by all. But in his personal life, he was lost. He'd tried to build a life with someone, to lay down roots, but his heart had been shattered one too many times. The pain of his last breakup was a wound that refused to heal, leaving him cynical and closed off. He poured everything he had into his career, finding solace in the disciplined world of space exploration. The one-way mission to Kepler 186f wasn't a choice born of ambition, but of desperation. It was a chance to leave behind the ghosts of his past, to dedicate himself to a singular purpose so vast it would eclipse his own personal sorrow. Earth had nothing left for him, so he looked to the stars, ready to spend the rest of his days among them, alone. The day of the launch was a blur of procedures and goodbyes. As the engines of the Starship Odyssey roared to life, both Alara and Liam felt a profound sense of release. Earth, with all its memories and disappointments, shrank into a beautiful blue marble in the viewport. They were finally free. But as the initial adrenaline faded, a new reality set in. The ship was vast, but the crew was just the two of them. They were assigned partners, chosen by a committee for their genetic compatibility and psychological resilience. An arranged marriage, of sorts, for the future of humanity. The silence of space, once a welcome comfort, now felt immense and overwhelming. The first few weeks were a dance of professional courtesy. They ran diagnostics, maintained life support, and conducted experiments, their conversations strictly limited to the mission. They ate their meals in a shared mess hall, the clinking of their cutlery the only sound breaking the silence. They were two strangers, bound together by fate and a mission, floating in an endless void. One cycle, while calibrating the long-range sensors, Alara let out a small, frustrated sigh. Liam, who had been quietly observing her, finally broke their unspoken rule of keeping things professional. "Something wrong with the array?" he asked, his voice gentle. Alara shook her head, a sad smile touching her lips. "No, the array is fine. It's picking up old radio waves from Earth. Love songs from 100 years ago." She looked out at the star-dusted darkness. "Funny, isn't it? We travel all this way to escape, and Earth's old heartbreaks follow us." Liam's usual stoic expression softened. He leaned against the console next to her. "I know what you mean," he admitted, his voice barely a whisper. "I think I spent my whole life trying to tune out those same songs." It was a small confession, but in the vast emptiness of space, it was a seismic event. For the first time, they weren't just mission partners. They were two people who understood each other's specific brand of loneliness. That conversation was a key turning a lock. They started talking, really talking. They shared stories not found in their official psych profiles. Alara spoke of her frustration with dating apps and the feeling that she was always too much for people. Too smart, too focused, too intense. Liam confessed his fear of being vulnerable, of how he'd built walls so high he'd trapped himself inside. They discovered a shared love for old sci-fi movies, a mutual dislike for reconstituted peas, and a similar, dry sense of humor that had been dormant for years. They would spend hours in the observation deck, watching nebulae swirl in vibrant colors, their shoulders occasionally brushing. In the shared stories of their past failures, they found an unexpected connection. They weren't just two lonely people. They were two people who had been lonely in the exact same way. The fascination was magnetic. He was captivated by the fire in her eyes when she explained the birth of a star, and she was drawn to the quiet strength she saw beneath his commander's facade. One evening, As they watched a holographic projection of a sunset from a database of Earth's most beautiful places, Liam turned to her. The artificial light painted their faces in hues of orange and purple. "You know," he began, his voice soft, "back on Earth, I'd given up. I thought love was a myth, something for other people." Alara met his gaze, her heart beating a little faster. "I thought it was a flawed equation," she replied. "Something I just couldn't solve." He reached out, his hand hesitating for a moment before gently taking hers. His touch sent a jolt through her, a warmth that had nothing to do with the ship's climate control. "Maybe we were just trying to solve it in the wrong place," he said. In that moment, surrounded by a billion distant stars, they weren't the last hope for humanity. They were just Alara and Liam. And for the first time in a very long time, they weren't alone. The arranged partnership, a clinical decision made by a committee light years away, was becoming something real, something they were choosing for themselves. Their relationship blossomed in the strange garden of the Odyssey. Their shared duties became shared experiences. A tricky course correction became a moment of teamwork and trust. A successful hydroponics harvest was a cause for a small, private celebration. They found intimacy in the small things. The way he'd bring her coffee just how she liked it. The way she'd leave a data chip with a funny old movie on his workstation. The loneliness that had driven them to space was being replaced by a profound sense of companionship. Love wasn't a loud declaration. It was a quiet understanding, a shared glance across a control panel, a hand on a shoulder during a meteor shower. They had run to the ends of the universe to escape love, only to find it waiting for them in the most unexpected of places. The mission was to colonize a planet, but they were colonizing each other's hearts first, building a new world for two within the metal hull of the ship. Years passed. The journey was long, and the challenges were immense. They faced equipment malfunctions that threatened their very survival, bouts of space sickness, and the psychological weight of their complete and utter isolation. But they faced it all together. Their love wasn't a whirlwind romance. It was a slow-burning star, steady and reliable, providing light in the unending darkness. It was the anchor that kept them sane. They were a team in every sense of the word. They had left Earth as two broken individuals, but in the crucible of deep space, they had been forged into something new, something whole. They were no longer running from their pasts. They were flying toward a shared future. The loneliness of the void was no match for the universe they had discovered in each other. Their destination, Kepler 186f, was getting closer with every passing day. The prospect of setting foot on a new world was both exhilarating and terrifying. Finally, the day arrived. The Odyssey entered a stable orbit around their new home. On the main view screen, Kepler 186f filled their vision. A world of red-tinged vegetation and sprawling, alien oceans under the light of its dim, red sun. It was beautiful, strange, and full of unknown promise. Liam and Alara stood side by side, their hands clasped tightly, looking at the culmination of their life's journey. "We made it," Alara whispered, her voice filled with awe. Liam squeezed her hand. "We made it," he echoed, looking not at the planet, but at her. They had survived the journey, and their love had survived with them. They were ready. The mission was about to enter its next phase, stepping out onto the surface. As they prepared the landing module, a sudden, jarring alarm blared through the ship. Red lights flashed across the bridge, washing out the colors of their new world. Liam's head snapped toward a console, his eyes widening in disbelief. "What is that?" Alara cried, rushing to a different screen. The ship's long-range sensors, the very ones that had first brought them together, were displaying a new signal. It wasn't an equipment malfunction, and it wasn't a natural cosmic phenomenon. It was clear, it was deliberate, and it was coming from the planet's surface. It was a message, and it said, "Turn back." Like, share, and subscribe for more out of this world romance.